Good morning sa lahat po ng ating mga mag-aaral for graded students. So, for our newest topic in our fourth grading or fourth quarter in music, we have this one we call 20th and 21st century multi-music form. But before that, basahin ko muna yung nakakita niyo po sa inyong screen. Karma says, cheating is a choice, not a mistake. And loyalty is a responsibility and not a chance. Sana tamaan yung iba. Joke. So now, let's talk about the opera in the Philippines. But before that, let's discuss first the history of theatrical forms and their evolution. So first, theater began from myth, ritual, and ceremony. Sa unang panahon pa ng mga ancient Greece, nagsimula talaga ito tawag natin theater in terms of the myth, ritual, and ceremony. Then theater means a place of seeing, but it's more on than the buildings where the performance take place. To produce a theater, a playwright writes the scripts, the director rehearses the performers, the designer and technical crew produce props to create the scenes, and actors and actresses perform on stage. As our discussion go on, especially in arts, i-discuss po natin itong elements of theater and drama. So as I said a while ago, Asian theater yung kauna-unahan nagpakilala in terms of theater acting or the theater act or play. So it started in 700 BCE up to 410 CE. So first, the Greek theater, European theater began in ancient Greece. It began around 700 BC with festivals honoring the many gods, diba? As I discussed from our previous lessons in music together in arts, in ancient Greece, it's pertain, or pag narinig natin yung bansang Greece or ancient Greece, it pertains mostly on their gods and goddesses, di ba? Doon nga nagsimula ng tinatawag nating Greek mythologies. So, the city-states of Athens was the center of a significant cultural, political, and military power during this period where festivals and competitions were usually performed. Pero syempre may counterpart naman ang tinatawag nating Asian theater or Greek theater. Ito naman po yung tinatawag natin Roman theater. Okay. Punta naman po tayo sa tinatawag nating mga Asian theater terms or terminologies. So, theater building were called theatron. Ito yung pinakalugar kung saan sila nag-perform ng kanilang theater act. Theater, a large, open structures constructed on the slopes of a hill. It consists of three main elements: the orchestra, the scene, and the audience. So, kung napapansin nyo rito, naka-diniscuss dito sa statement, is yung tinatawag nating open-air structure. Diba? Kasi noong unang panahon kasi, kung pag ikukumpara natin yung ating mga theatrical plays kung saan ginaganap yung kanilang mga acting or mga theatrical act, kasi noong panahon open space lang siya, wala siyang gaanong bubong kasi talagang open siya, unlike ngayon na naka-cover na, di ba? Marami na rin iba kung mga elements na improvise kung nagkaroon ng innovation. Orchestra, a large circular or rectangular area at the center part of the theater where the play, dance, religious rites, and acting took place. Theatron, viewing plays on the slope of a hill. The scene, or tinatawag nilang stage. And parados, ito naman yung side entrance. Diba? Sa atin lang kasi nakalagay na entrance, then exit. So in ancient terminologies naman, natawag po sa kanya sa mga side entrance or entrance po nila is parados. Para magkaroon po kayo ng idea kung ano talaga yung tsura ng ancient Greece theater art, tignan po natin itong picture. Ito yung kanilang the Greek theater. Ito lang yung kumbaga blueprint ng kanilang pinaka-theater. So yung kanina nabanggit din yung theatron, yung parados, which is the side entrance. audience, the scene, then the orchestra. Ito po yung hinaka-history ng tinatawag po nating theater. Okay? So now let's talk about opera. Diba? When we say theater kasi papasok unang-una na tinatawag nating opera. So what does it mean? Opera is an art and music form in which singers and musicians perform a dramatic work combining texts, which is also called as libretto, and a musical score. It is accompanied by an orchestra or smaller musical ensemble. The dialogue is entirely sung and not spoken. Okay? Kapag lumayo pa tayo sa discussion natin or as we go along to our discussion, magkakaroon tayo ng comparison doon sa tinatawag na theater act sa opera, and meron namang musical play wherein kinakailangan na nilang sumayaw pa. Okay? So in this term, sa opera po, the dialogue is entirely sung and not spoken. So as you can see, sa mga nagkaroon na experience makapanood ng theater act talaga, usually yung kanilang performance is by through or by means of singing, di ba? Yung mga linyahan nila by means of sing. Hindi po talaga literal na sinasabi or binabasa lang or sinasalita lang. So now, nagkaroon na tayo ng idea kung ano yung mga itsura nung sinaunang theater act. Alam na natin yung mga terminologies nila. Nalaman na natin ibig sabihin ng opera. Now, it's time for us to know what are the local theaters and early Philippine operas. In 19th century, Filipino opera emerged in the Philippines where foreign performers, including instrumental virtuosi, as well as the opera singers and Spanish zarzuela performers came to the country to perform for enthusiastic audiences. So ito po yung mga iba't ibang uri ng mga places or local theaters sa Philippines noon. Zorilla Theater, 1817 up to 1893. Principe Alfonso Theater, 1862 up to 1876. Variedades Theater, 1847. Quiapo Theater, Conductor Theater, 1841. Manila Grand Opera House, 19th century, and Metropolitan Theater, 1931. So para magkaroon po tayo ng idea kung ano mga itsura ng mga sinaunang theater ng Pilipinas po, tignan po natin yung ibang mga pictures po. So first we have the Zorilla Theater. Ito po yung ating kauna-unahan na naging theater po sa bansa natin. Next we have the Principe Alfonso Theater. And we also have the Variedades Theater. Next, we have the Quiapo Theater, the Manila Grand Opera, Metropolitan Theater. Hanggang ngayon, nag-ooperate pa rin po sila. Yan. So, Sandugong Panaginip. So, sino nga ba yung nag-compose ng Sandugong Panaginip? So it was composed by Ladislao Bonus, which is the father of Philippine opera. And he was said to be the first Filipino opera by Pedro Paterno, which is a poet, novelist, musician, and government official. La Alianza Soñada. This was the first presented at the Zorilla Theater on August 2, 1902. It was later translated by the Englishman M.W. Loving with the title The Dream Alliance. So, di ba? Kung nagkaroon tayo ng counterpart yung mga bansa dito sa Philippines, kumbaga pinakilala nila yung iba't ibang uri ng mga opera plays or opera theater. And then, nagkaroon naman tayo ng first ever na nagkaroon ng translation yung gawa po mismo ni Ladislao Bonus na Sandugong Panaginip na may title na The Dream Alliance. So, now, let's discuss kung sino-sino yung mga naging trademark or naging unforgettable person or personalities behind the Theatre Act or the theater itself. First is Bonifacio Abdon, the first Filipino opera conductor. Next, we have Dr. Ramon Javier, first Filipino Impresario who promoted local talents to participate in foreign production. Next, we have Patricio Mariano, who wrote The Lakambini that was first staged at the Metropolitan Theater in December 1933. Now, let's try to discuss or to enumerate the popular singers during that time in terms of opera. Si Nelia Manalo, gumanap siya as Violeta in La Traviata. Si Mercedes Machia Santiago naman gumanap bilang Lucia in Lucia de la Mior. Then lastly, si Jovita Puentes as Mimi in La Boheme. Actually, itong La Boheme na to, mostly napapanood ko siya sa YouTube dati. Ito yung naging trademark sa akin dati. Next, we have Felipe Padilla de Leon. So, in this time naman, nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na pagsasadula, opera plays ng Noli Me Tangere. So, siya po yung kauna-unahang nag-compose ng Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo in Theatre Act. So, it was presented at the CCP or the Cultural Center of the Philippine Main Theater in 1970 and 1975. So, ito lang po ang trivia. So, yung CCP or yung Cultural Center of the Philippines was established by First Lady Imelda Romualdez-Marcos in 1969, paved the way for other Filipino operas to be staged at legitimate venue for international standard. Nung nagkaroon na or tinatag na itong CCP, is ito yung pinakamaganda, pinakauna-unahang theater venue na kung saan hindi lang mga Pilipino pwedeng makapag-perform, pati na rin yung mga taga-ibang bansa. So, especially nagkakaroon ng theater act dito or ng plays kapag nagkakaroon ng mga importanteng bisita during their time. So, yun lang po for this day. So, check nyo po yung pinaka-itsura po ng CCP kung hanggang ngayon po is talagang kinikilala at pine-preserve nating lahat. So, that's it for today. Then, for the continuation of this topic, i-discuss ko naman siya or i-discuss na nakuha ko doon sa YouTube, which is the introduction ng